How do you order food for the office these days? How do you make sure it's on time and as ordered? How can you get it individually packaged? How? EasyCater. When you order on EasyCater.com, the food comes as ordered and on time 98% of the time. And when there's a problem, which is practically never,
Thank you for calling EasyCater.
you can reach someone in about 9 seconds. How do you order 24/7 from more than 80,000 restaurants? How? EasyCater. Order 24/7 on EasyCater.com.
The ruby slippers from The Wizard of Oz are some of the most iconic objects in Hollywood history. And in the summer of 2005, a pair was stolen from the Judy Garland Museum in the small town of Grand Rapids, Minnesota.
All she said was, "They're gone. They're gone."
Welcome to No Place Like Home, a documentary podcast series that investigates the mysterious heist of the ruby slippers. Please listen and follow No Place Like Home, a presentation of C13 Originals, a Cadence 13 studio, available now on Odyssey, Apple Podcasts, and wherever you get your podcasts.
My attitude toward Wisconsin is mostly rooted in insecurity and jealousy because I would like the Packers titles is really what it is. Although when you look at it, Wisconsin sports and Minnesota sports, they're not that different after all. We like to get close and then blow it in epic fashion. And so I have, and I heard it was okay. John Thomas from the Wolves said it's okay if, for the moment, I accept that honorary fandom to become a Milwaukee Bucks fan, which was given to me by Tony from Wisconsin. John Thomas said, hey, you know what? I'm in the same boat. It's okay. It's okay. And he was kind of like it's really kind of like Robin Williams in Good Will Hunting. He's like, no, Hep, it's okay. It's not your fault, man. It's not your fault. And we got through it. And also, too, maybe we can learn some things and pick some things from what Milwaukee has done to get there and make them happen here. In fact, NBA Finals Game 4 tonight in Milwaukee. Suns lead that series 2-1. But somebody who was there for Game 3 experienced the atmosphere not only in the arena but around the city is our main guy, Tony from Wisconsin, our chief Wisconsin correspondent. Tony from Wisconsin, good morning. Are you sober? Because I know that Game 3 was a long night.
I feel like when you introduce someone as from Wisconsin, that's a fair first question. Just, are you sober? Regardless of what we're talking about. But yes, yes, Sunday night was all about the basketball. It was a great party, and it was like crazy inside, outside, afterwards. But for the game itself, it was all about hoops. So, like, went in there, we were just like, you know what? Not even going to crush cocktails. Don't even need any beers or anything for the game. It was all about just watching the just defensive display that the Bucks put on to frustrate Devin Booker and Chris Paul and make this thing a series. And it was, Corey, I've been at parties where the Packers won Super Bowls. I've been to the Final Four. I've seen the NLCS live and in person in Milwaukee. Sunday night NBA Finals in my city was the greatest night of my sports life, and it was not close. It was amazing.
How come? Is it because the Bucks just have never really been around there? Is there something about the NBA? What is it?
I think I'm a basketball fan first and foremost, and I grew up rooting for the Bucks, and just like the way that, I was talking about this with my mom, who is, a huge Bucks fan as well, and she hadn't even moved to the state of Wisconsin yet at like 5 years old when the last time the Bucks were in the finals. So like it literally has been basically both of our lifetimes, and it was the first game that they hosted. It was downtown Milwaukee. The atmosphere was amazing. Like I went to the Brewers game the night before. I was in town for the weekend for some family stuff, and I went to the Brewers game the night before, and there were more Giannis jerseys at AmFam Field than there were Brewers t-shirts, and I just thought that was incredible just to get a city behind a team and a city and a team that almost left a couple years ago. The fan interest wasn't there. They won 15 games in 2014. Like they sucked, and now to see the team that I rooted for 28 years, and they finally got to host an NBA Finals game, and I was there with my best friends, and we were just having a great time. It's just an incredible experience. Good basketball just changes the dynamic of a city, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, and you know what? And that's where I'm a little bit. Not a little bit. I'm a lot of bit envious and jealous because I think about the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves have a similar kind of historical tradition here. Now they don't have the 70s tradition, where the Bucks had Kareem or Lou Alcindor at that time and won a title. Mm-hmm. They don't have that. But, historically, they had Kevin Garnett, and then they rose to the Western Conference Finals, right? And they were in the playoffs 8 straight years, but they weren't getting it done. And then since then, they just haven't been very good, only making the playoffs one time. But I always argue, if the Timberwolves get that one guy or start to create some interest, people will be lining up to get tickets. It'll be the hottest ticket in town because we just haven't seen it here, and people are dying for it.
Oh, I haven't been, around Minnesota sports super long, but I have noticed when the teams are good, you guys come out in droves and support the team. Like when the Twins won the division, was it 2019 when they hit like a bazillion home runs that year?
Yeah.
And there was a line outside the team store to get divisional championship T-shirts at like 6 a.m. the next day. And obviously we see what the Vikings are when they're good. Even when the Vikings are bad, that's kind of on a whole other level. But yeah, the passion's there. It's just, if you have the product and the team to deliver, the fans are going to come out. Minneapolis and Milwaukee are not that different of places, for sure. There's a couple differences, obviously, but they're not that different of places. But when you give people who obviously work hard for their money the opportunity to support a team that's gonna be good, that gives them hope and gives them happiness. I mean, the city of Milwaukee is doing an estimated $4 million in revenue for home games right now, whether that's hotels, bars, wait staffs, everything total. And for road games, they're bringing in almost half that. Like, people will come out if the product is there, and it's an incredible sight.
Yeah, and the other thing you bring up here too is that here in Minnesota, in Milwaukee, there are certain towns around or cities around the country that are the same way, like a Boston, I would say. But your identity is rolled up in your sports team, right? It's like one of us. There are certain cities like in LA, in Atlanta. There's a transient cities. Now that doesn't mean there aren't fans there, right? Or there aren't people that are from there that cheer. Of course there are. But I just mean there's something different when it's woven into the fabric of your state's identity, like our teams are.
Oh, for sure. And I think it just comes with that Midwestern mentality where you can really get behind someone that gives back to the city and gives the city an opportunity. Because I think when you look from an economic standpoint, just the amount of jobs that leave cities when sports teams leave cities, it's incredible. But also just like the memories that you have, and I think a lot of people probably see it around football. Is just like sitting around with the family on the Sunday afternoon to watch, whether it's the 4-12 last year of Brett Favre, Green Bay Packers, or the Super Bowl champions, or Justin Jefferson last season having a breakout year for a team that wasn't that great. Like, you remember those things. So when those teams finally turn it around, it means so much more in cities, I think predominantly in the Midwest, honestly.
Yeah. Tony from Wisconsin here, chief Wisconsin correspondent. Okay, why should everybody... You make your pitch. Okay, you've already converted me to be a honorary Bucks fan. You probably heard, but John Thomas, a former Gophers and Wolves star who's now in the front office of the Wolves, had him on last week. He said that's okay. He's kind of in the same boat now that the Wolves aren't in it and whatever. He said, I'm kind of in the, it's something about the Midwest. I'm cheering for the Bucks too as an honorary fan. So you've converted me. Tell everyone out there why it's okay to cheer for the Milwaukee Bucks. And I guess number one reason would be Giannis. I mean, an incredible story.
Yeah, that, and let me tell you one quick story. The first time I, in a working capacity, met Ryan Saunders, the former coach of the Timberwolves.
Yeah,
it was kind of by chance, and I happened to be wearing a polo from an old Bucks golf outing or something that I was in, and so I introduced myself and completely forgot I had on a Bucks shirt, and he just looks at me and goes, "What the hell?" And then we kind of just laughed it off. But then he said, and he was coach of the Wolves at the time, and then he said something along the lines of, how can anyone not cheer for Giannis? And I was like, man, that's really cool to be obviously in the same sport, same league, and to just have the respect. So the story of Giannis just from such humble beginnings, super easy to root for. But then you look at the rest of the Milwaukee Bucks, and whether it's Chris Middleton is obviously, their second best player right now. He's a second-round draft pick. You look at the Suns, Chris Paul, obviously highly coveted recruit right away. Devin Booker, 5-star recruit. Kentucky, DeAndre Ayton, number 1 overall. These guys are supposed to be as good as they are. No one thought Brook Lopez in year 16 was going to be doing what he's doing. Chris Middleton would have been more than a G League player where he got his career underway. And when Giannis came from Greece and played 2 minutes a game just 7-8 years ago. So, just the storylines of how this team kind of put itself together and has been dominating in the NBA playoffs, I think is just so easy to get behind. And if you can't get behind it, I swear, check your pulse. Because I don't know how, or check your heart. Like, are you that Wizard of Oz character that didn't have a heart? Because I don't understand how you can look at these two rosters and be like, oh, yeah, the Suns is the better storyline. Like, cool, Chris Paul has never been in the finals. Maybe he should have been better the past 16 years. But Chris Middleton coming from the G League to the NBA Finals, Giannis coming from Greece to the NBA Finals, like, that's a story. These other guys are supposed to be here. They've underachieved thus far. Those other, Booker and Ayton, are obviously very young, so they get a free pass. Chris Paul is underachieved, so now he finally gets there, and we're going to be like, oh, amazing story. Nah, the good story is Giannis and the Bucks, and it's not even close.
So I'm going to have to manipulate the storyline next year when Karl Anthony Towns, Ben Simmons, and Anthony Edwards make the finals. All three number one overall picks.
Oh, that storyline's easy. Cat has been counted out after a rough couple years with multiple head coaches. People thought Ben Simmons was overrated. He bounces back. And Anthony Edwards, snubbed for Rookie of the Year, comes back to be your finals MVP. Like, bro, I can write that headline for you right now.
Boom!
There you go.
Boom! All right. Well, maybe we're not so different after all. Tony from Wisconsin, good luck tonight. And we'll check in, keep checking in as the finals progress.
I will definitely check in. And real quick before I go, your boy Henry Lake, I know you guys go at it about Wisconsin sports sometimes, but he kept it super real on his show last night. I got it sent to me. I know it's on your guys' social media. Check that out because Henry Lake kept it real, and it's a very important topic of conversation.
Yeah, no doubt. Tony from Wisconsin. Appreciate you, man.
Thanks, man.
Chief Wisconsin correspondent.
All right, showtime. You ready?
Born ready.
Great. Did you bring the dongle?
What's a dongle?
Never mind. We'll just show them on your laptop.
I was supposed to bring my laptop?
Don't panic. You shared the presentation with me, right?
I forgot.
Well, if you log in, then we can...
My password. I was about to say I forgot my password.
You ordered the food through EasyCater, right?
Yes?
We'll be fine.
Food can make or break a presentation, so make sure you order at EasyCater.com. Individually packaged food delivered right on time. How? EasyCater.
How's your mental health? I'm listening with Alanis Morissette.
When it first started, I would have my nightly panic attacks, but then I started getting really curious about all the sensations. Like, I just really started looking at, okay, so chest is, I got really kind of granular in observing the details of what was really going on with the breath and my jaw. It's just survival strategy. It's cortisol cooking nonstop. Chronic stress is trauma.
Explore more at imlistening.org.